Kuns in Vermaak met Marianah Lourens. Yes, Marianah Lourens with art and entertainment. And I'm so excited because I am here at the home of one of my young, quite a long-time friend. We've been going for quite a while with our friendship.
Yes, we have.
Yes, it's been some years. And of course, this is Jocelyn Scholtz.
Hello.
So nice to be here with you, Joss.
Thank you for having me.
And with us is Philip Cowie.
Hello.
And there's another long-time young friend. We've also known each other quite a few years. And then, of course, I've got my husband here today. He's not only our techie, he normally is our techie, but he's also this work that we are going to discuss, Whispering Cry. It's going to be at the Little Theatre at the Athenaeum. And it's a play that you've already performed at the Opera House or the Mandela Bay Theatre Complex.
Mm-hmm.
You must get that sequence right. And it was a great success. So this is now soon. It's round the corner. And you're going to be performing it at the Little Theatre.
Yes.
The author, scriptwriter, techie, director, everything. Stage manager is, of course, Uncle Robert.
Uncle Robert, yes.
Yes, and he's been around the block because he's the older one. And he's had chance to play and do, well, he doesn't like acting, but he's worked with some big names like Richard Loring and those guys who he toured with plays. I don't even remember, he can tell you the names. So, but I'm going to start with you, Joss.
Yes.
Because here you are on my right. Because I saw Wide Horizon Advanced Training.
Yes.
And, of course, you like to teach. And, of course, your motto is to teach arts in the classroom.
Yes.
You know, because through art you can teach anything.
Yes.
Be it music, be it maths. The whole thing is, even if you need to convey a message, you can use so many means. There are so many genres of art. You can use music, you can use puppets like you see now in Matilda. Of course, Philip and I are both connected with Matilda. I'm on stage, but I've a very small role. If you blink, you miss me. But
No.
yeah, no, really. But Phil is on stage, upstage. But now, as far as you are concerned, Jossie, you've also been in a number of shows.
Yes, I have.
So tell us, and we've acted together as well. And actually, in fact, the three of us.
We seem to be a mean team over here.
Yes.
So besides Whispering Cry, the most recent play besides Whispering Cry I've done was also Robert Lourens' production, is where we did Return of the Moon. Thank you.
Return of the Moon.
Where I played the role of Sarah Bartman, and I mean, it was a wonderful experience, especially having cameras and then doing it live on stage and getting so completely taken away and on this journey of Sarah. I think for me it was important to understand who she really was, because you know at school you get taught about Sarah Bartman and you get to hear about this woman, but you don't really understand her journey until such time, you know, Uncle Robert took the liberty to create and tell us more about who she was. And I mean, the extensive research that just went into it. When he told me about it, I was like, what? You know, so other than that, I've done musicals. We've worked on stage plays together, like we've just said. So I've been around.
Yes,
quite
and of
some
course
time.
you're a stage world graduate.
Yes, I am. Yes,
So there's been a lot of shows coming out of there. All the Mandela Bay Theatre Complexes festivals, that when it was still only the Opera House, but of course it's the Opera House in the complex.
Yes.
And that's where a lot of the plays that you were in and the shows that you were in, and I mean, I've always been watching.
Yes.
Such a,
I grew up in front of you.
Basically.
Grew up in front of you.
Yes.
So like you said, I graduated theatre school, and part of our studies was to do shows. So I think my very first show, I did a children's theatre play, which is where I fell in love with children's theatre, but it was Showtime. Then it was all the years back to back, the Showtime shows, and it was the little theatre straight plays that we did in between. Back to Broadway we did, Thoroughly Modern Millie we did. Yeah, it was so many
Such
shows.
memories.
Such memories we did. So yeah, there was a lot.
And Philip, now you, of course, you did your training in Cape Town.
Yes, I trained at the ITMSA, the Independent Theatre Movement of South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I just wrote ITM of South Africa.
Hulle almal is of South Africa.
Possibly because when you put in ITM, there'll be all sorts of stuff coming up from all over the world. So it's Independent Theatre Movement, and you did your training there, and you did stage acting. But what I found out when I read your little blurb that you wrote was that you actually, and we have to lift this out, Jocelyn, that he had a cameo role in a film with none other than Denzel Washington.
It was an extra role.
My star was a role.
How did that happen?
No, it was during my training at the ITMSA in Cape Town. So I was also doing a lot of shows and acting. I was and this wasn't allowed, but I had 3 agents in Cape Town. You're only supposed to have 1, but this was like years ago, so I don't think I'll get in trouble for that now. So I had 3 agents. 2 was extras agents and 1 was an actors agent. I can't even remember their names, but the one that was on the movie with Mr. Washington, with Denzel Washington, Mr. Washington, I was doing extra work for them. So I just ended up being in the cast, and I was lucky enough in the scene that I was in such close proximity to my hero. And he's huge, that guy. Like Mr. Lourens is tall. You two are probably the same size, but his bodyguards are just so much taller and so much bigger than what he is. So I was like lucky enough to be like as far as what
you could touch him.
I could touch him, but I wasn't allowed to look at him at all. So yeah, if you watch the movie Safe House.
No, because it's the film.
I'm sorry, did I say look? I meant speak. You're not allowed to speak to him.
You're not allowed to look at him and speak. If it was a look, it was like a glance and so on. It wasn't as if you were acting opposite him.
No.
But that was such an honor.
It's just in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
The film was Safe House. I found that out. Yes, and now, of course, you are the chief cook and bottle washer behind the scenes and in Matilda, and we are so thankful to have you because Matilda's a huge show, but we're not here to talk about Matilda. People must go and see it. It's on at the Savoy.
Yes.
Robert Lourens, my husband, my chief cook and bottle washer. Without him, I would probably not be able to even do everything I do. He's my techie here. You are the author, the director, stage manager, techie, everything for Whispering Cry.
Yeah, for my sins. It was never meant to be like that. There was supposed to be a director, but Matilda stole 2 of my directors. And the other one went and worked, and I was stuck. I had to direct. So, yes, I directed it. But directing with the cast that I have is a pleasure. All I've got to do is just move them around a little bit. They do all their work. They do their homework. They do their research. And it's just fantastic. It's great working with them.
Which, of course, is Philip and Jocelyn and Marley and Kelly, Simone Boyson. We've had them on this same slot before. So tell us a bit about Whispering Cry, Robert.
Whispering Cry it's a story of an alcoholic woman, and she loses 2 children. Her journey through this whole situation. It's also a story about friendship between 2 young women befriending her and how she reacts and how she grows with these 2 young women. And Jocelyn can tell you a bit more about that. It's also a story of familial control, controlling people's lives, which puts her into the situation that she's in. But it is not just a sad story. It is a story of hope triumphing through all the situations. But it handles a lot of aspects within it. One of the members, the audience, came to me a couple of weeks afterwards and said, it took me a whole week to actually work through what was said in the play. People are complex characters, so there are different aspects to it. So although you're going on one main theme, there are lots of little bits and pieces that go in. All I can tell you is that eventually the play ends up with a very surprising and explosive ending.
Yes.
But you will go home feeling good about it, and you will go home feeling good about yourself. but it will challenge, it will point out certain things in our society which is just not acceptable.
No, but the message, it ends on a positive note. And even though you are quite shocked just before the end, before it ends, it's shocking and we don't want to give anything away. And to me, it actually also was about relationships, about the dad who is actually a good dad, but he's also a bit of a liar, so he's human.
I love that about it.
And every character, and your character, Josie, because you have to come and almost be the
voice of reason,
the
voice of reason, the cleaner,
yes,
the motivator, the counselor. So my character, Jessica, and I was thinking about it the other day, and especially when Uncle Robert told us that we should tune over because it was on Pumakapa TV. And I was watching the interview and I just reminded myself of how important the relationship is between the main character and Jessica and the weight that she carries throughout the play. How important it is. As I was going through my mind, just repeating what she would have said or what she said on stage, I realized that she's cutthroat. She tells the main character exactly what it is and how it is and what it should be, but that's because of the honesty that they have between one another. And that immediately eliminates age, race, class. It's got nothing to do with your class or your race or anything like that. It's purely based on the authenticity of the relationship. So I think that for me stuck out.
And also without being nasty.
Yes.
Just, you do it in love because that's why you're doing that kind of work.
Yes.
Like helping people.
yes.
Bringing their food.
yes.
All that stuff. It's a versatile character.
Yes. So she is the Meals on Wheels lady, as everybody knows her. But it's also like there's a part in the play where something happens very dramatically with the main character Lilith, and immediately everybody in the block, as the play is written, knew to phone Jessica based on the relationship and the care and the friendship that she shares with Lilith. And they knew that was the one person that they could go to and she would immediately be there, no questions asked, to help. And I mean, even when she goes and she delivers these meals, she takes care of Lilith's house as if it's her mom's place,
Tidies up.
Yeah, tidies up, motivates
sort of, because
her.
It's such a mess.
Yes. But I mean, it works out so beautifully at the end. I mean, luckily there is a platform between the two of them where my character can say, listen, you need to actually just, and there's no nastiness, no fighting. It is what it is. And I mean, it's even such a relationship where Jessica can in and out, back and forth because of that openness that they have between one another, which allows a lot of love to be displayed, I must say.
Yeah, and Philip, of course, your character, you're the dad and the ex-husband, such kind of...
I see him as the patriarch.
Yes, you can say that, but you also this ex-husband there's no good relationship between you and your wife, Lilith.
As you said, he is a good person, but circumstances will draw...
and he loves his daughter.
Yeah. He completely loves his daughter, but as I say, circumstances will cause him to make the wrong decisions. And at that moment, while he's making the decisions, he would probably find all of these validations for those decisions that he makes. But afterwards, he will figure out okay,
probably wasn't the best.
I may have dug into my dark side and have been the bad person, but that's not who he is.
Yeah.
As Uncle Robert said, all of the characters, they are very nuanced. No one is monotonous. Everyone has got all of these different aspects. They are very dynamical. They've got all of these sides to them. So he's one of the perfect examples of those different aspects to one person. He'll make the decision and afterwards figure out okay, that probably wasn't the best decision. And there's this one line in the play where Lily challenges him and says that you actually, I hope I won't give away too much, where she says that you are hoping that I would not make it. And he does realize that actually at that moment when he made certain decisions, they were based on the fact that he was hoping that she would not make it.
And there's so much in that phrase, isn't there? But now listen, we have 3 minutes or 2 minutes left because the techie already showed our 5-minute sign of few minutes ago. It's from the 20th to the 22nd of October, which is this month that we're in.
Yeah, the Saturday we have...
Thursday and Friday is at 7:30. The Saturday is at 3 o'clock and at 6 o'clock. But the most important aspect about this show is we felt that we wanted to give back to the community. And we chose a NPO called Bet Sheekoom, which is a haven for abused women or women in distress.
Yeah.
But it is also a house of restoration. So it's not just a getaway place. It is, they run through a course of 6 months to actually restore women back to what they should be, get them out of this situation and heal them and let the woman heal and be strong again and be strong women. And we felt this is what we wanted to do. So a portion of the door take goes to Bet Sheekoom, and we're also doing an auction of a painting by Marley, and those funds also go to Bet Sheekoom.
Yes, yes.
So you're not just coming to see a play. You're coming to support a very good cause, and that is what's important.
Yeah, so that's actually something that they should want to come even more to watch Whispering Cry, apart from the fact that it is an excellent play and it's been well received the last time where it was showing. And Bet Sheekoom, of course, fighting for women era almost. And it's a wonderful, wonderful benefit that will benefit.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Looking so forward to seeing it again. So thank you so much, everybody. And
thank you.
The Robert still wants to say something.
Well, to get your tickets, we always say, get your ticket at Quicket.
Yes.
Quicket for your ticket.
Quicket.
But if you want to, you can also get hold of us. And if you've got groups, tickets are cheaper. The tickets at Quicket are 90 Rand. Groups of 10 or more is 70 Rand per person.
We also have a Facebook that they can visit, Whispering Cry Facebook page, and literally all the information is on there. But even if you just search the cast members, Jocelyn Scholtz, Philip Cowie, Kelly Boyson, Molly Naidu, all the information regarding the show is definitely on there.
Yeah, and on my Facebook page, you will see also the the poster. And I want to also just say that it's going to be a blast.
It is.
The four together is dynamite. Dynamic.
They are dynamic.
Thank you. But we have a great director. Let us not forget that. It's honestly, it genuinely is. I mean, working, I think we had a conversation when we did the festival where we said how lovely it is working with a director that trusts you with his page, taking his page to stage. I mean, he doesn't shout. He doesn't have to. He doesn't make us feel like we do. He literally says, here's the script, make it work.
You will, of course, say that he chooses the best actors.
And we would like to think so.
And, of course, all of us having been together in Sarah Bartman's story, you know, I think it made us be like family. And we really have become family. Because I was also in that one.
Yes.
Apart from the seriousness of that, it was also lots of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
And, of course, being filmed. It was wonderful. So, yes.
The other thing is that if anybody's worried about vehicles coming into Central, there is security there to look after the vehicles. So you can come in, park your vehicles, and they will be safe.
Yes.
And you can just have a good evening out. Afterwards, we get together. You can have a chat with the cast.
Yes.
The bar will be open, so you don't have to see the show and run.
No.
You can see the show and party.
And chill. So, thank you. Now our time is really up. That's Whispering Cry at the Little Theatre. It's at the end of Bird Street in Central. That's the easiest way to find it. Go past the law court and then it's on your right. And as Robert says, there will be car guards. So no problem. There's security for your car. Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Josie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
And it's time to say goodbye from Marianah Lourens and Art and Entertainment. Ja, Marianah Lourens wat nou groet met Kuns en Vermaak. Arrivari!